Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, let's get into some news that absolutely, positively affects the Iraqi Dinar exchange rate. But before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Miles Franklin. The link will be down below in the description. When you make your purchase, make sure you use promo code Pimpy, P-I-M-P-Y, and they'll take care of you. If you have any additional questions, you can reach us over here at this phone number or over here at this particular email. For all orders over $10,000, reach out by email and we'll make sure that you get a great deal. So come on over to Miles Franklin and add to your precious metal inventory. All right, so one of the first things in the morning, we see this. Urgent Iraq receives an important message from America, and the Sudanese are studying it to respond. So as you can tell, not only did they not tell us what was in the message, but they're letting us know that an important one came across to al-Sudani and that they need to study it before they respond. So it's really serious. And I'm sure it has a lot to do with this. Now, for those of you who are new to the channel or unaware, how does this news affect the Iraqi dinar exchange rate? Well, one of the influencing factors to determine a country's exchange rate is whether or not they are a stable country with a stable government and that they stay out of conflict. Iraq so far has done very good about staying out of conflict despite all the crap going on around them. So whatever this news is, I'm sure it has to do with this right here. It says Iraq says U.S. blatantly violated its sovereignty with the strike on Iranian-linked targets. As long as Iraq continues to be linked to Iran the way they are, they're always going to have this trouble because Iran uses Iraq as a battleground. And you have an entire government of politicians who are Iranian puppets. And although Iraq is trying to get their crap together so that they can get on a SWIFT system, on the Forex system, and start doing trade internationally all over again, they have this thorn in their side. Iraq accused the U.S. of violating its territorial sovereignty after the Pentagon carried out another series of strikes this week targeting Iranian-backed militia groups in the country, which, in my opinion, this is an act of war. But look, they're not the only country to do this. Iran has bomb targets. Turkey has bomb targets. United States has bomb targets inside of Iraq territory. This is an act of war. A spokesperson for Iraq's commander-in-chief said the strikes were a clear determination to harm security and stability in Iraq, and the attacks damage ongoing talks on the American presence in the country. Notice the terms here, security and stability. If outside investors are going to come in and work with Iraq, they have to be secure and there has to be stability there. These type of things taking place over in Iraq are not going to help their cause. This unacceptable act undermines years of cooperation, blatantly violates Iraq's sovereignty, and contributes to an irresponsible escalation. It occurs at a time when the region is already grappling with the danger of expanding conflict, the repercussions of the aggression on Gaza, and the consequences of the immoral war of extermination faced by the Palestinian people. The U.S. said Tuesday it struck 3 sites used by Iranian-backed militia in Iraq, including Hezbollah, in response to recent attacks on American troops in Iraq and Syria. Iranian-backed militia groups have attacked the U.S. more than 150 times since the breakout of the Israel-Hamas war in Gaza last October. U.S. Central Command said the strikes hit the headquarters, storage and training location for rockets, missiles, and drone launches used by Hezbollah. So if Hezbollah, Iranian-backed proxy groups, have a headquarters, a storage, and a training location within Iraq, well, this is not good for Iraq. They should have done something about this a long time ago. If they truly want peace, they have to clear these type of people out of their country. And the reason why they won't, because this group is backed by Iran, and Iran controls the Iraqi government. The strikes hit near 2 towns close to the capital of Baghdad, according to Iraq. The eruption of conflict between Israel, the United States, and Iran, and its proxies across the Middle East, has sparked concerns in Iraq that the country will be dragged down into war. And this is one of the concerns that I expressed, that Iraq is going to get dragged into this even if they don't want to. After a U.S. strike killed a senior Iranian-backed militia leader in Baghdad at the beginning of January, Iraqi Prime Minister al-Sudani said he is weighing the possibility of removing the U.S. from Iraq over the escalation. Around 2,500 American troops operate in Iraq at the invitation of Iraqi government to counter the extremist Islamic group ISIS. Iraq also condemned Iran for a January strike on what it claimed was the Israel spy base in the Iraqi city of Erbil. But al-Sudani is closely aligned with Iranian-backed militia groups and has reserved most of his ire for Washington. See here, this is the problem for Iraq. The same group of people have controlled Iraq for 20 years. The same politicians, all they do is rotate positions every election. But when your government is controlled by another country, this doesn't do good for the Iraqi people. This is why there used to be so many uprisings. An Iraqi spokesperson said the U.S. has slided into a condemnable and unjustified aggressive actions against Iraqi territory and national sovereignty. We call on the international community to fulfill its responsibility in supporting peace and security, preventing all violations threatening Iraq's stability and sovereignty. We will treat these operations as acts of aggression and take necessary actions to preserve the lives and dignity of Iraqis on their land that becomes safe and stable due to the sacrifices of our people. But what can you really do? When you have the United States involved in this crap, there's not a whole lot you could do besides complain about it, because nobody's going to say anything to the United States. So whatever message that al-Sudani got, let's hope it doesn't escalate into something bigger than where we are, because we need Iraq to stay stable and secure in order for their economy to grow, in order for outside investors to get involved, in order for them to strengthen their dinar before we ever see an exchange take place. Anyways, that's it for now. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out.